Hi, hello everyone. My name is Naomi, and today I will be showing you how to teach your dog to go left or right. What do you need for this? Not a lot. 2 markers, I call them, or I use cones, but you can use anything that looks a little flashy. Treats, obviously. This is an exercise that you can do with a clicker, so if your dog is clicker trained, you can definitely use a clicker. The method we're going to be using is shaping. If you don't know what shaping is, it basically means that I'm just going to ask my dog something and wait until he does it out of himself. I'm not going to guide him, I'm not going to help him, I'm not going to show him how to do it. I'm just going to wait until he does it by himself. A few things I will say before starting. First of all, my dog is used to the shaping method. It's the method I use with most things. Whenever I can use shaping, I will use shaping. So he knows that when I stay quiet, he just has to try things and see what happens. If your dog is not used to the shaping method, you might have to have a little bit more patience. It might take a little while. I'm also going to cut out all of the bits and pieces where I'm actually waiting for him because that's just boring. So what you see on video is not completely the reality. And if your dog is not used to shaping, you might have to have a little bit more patience than normal, but that's completely okay. Okay, so I'm going to stand a little bit further back for you. My starting position is just going to be a cone to my right and a cone to my left, and I'm going to always have my dog start from a position besides me, looking forward. That's going to be important for later, okay? Don't mind the toy. He can play with it if he wants to, if he wants a little break. It's a little hot out today, so I'm not going to pressure him too much. As you can see, he's laying in the shade right now, so we're going to take things easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put him in a position next to me, and very simple, I'm just going to ask him left or right, and I'm just going to wait until he goes either to that cone or to that cone. A dog out of himself is going to be very curious, so if I ask him something, first of all, he already knows, oh, I have to do something. He'll probably most likely go to either cones and knock it over because he's just curious. So he's accidentally doing what I want. At that moment, I'm going to mark it with either a clicker, but I'm going to use a marker word, which for me is yes. And he's going to know, yes, I did it right. And then importantly, I'm not going to give my reward here. I'm actually going to throw my reward to the direction that I wanted him in. So say I ask left, he goes left, I mark it, I say yes, and then I throw the reward towards that cone. The commands I use are not going to be left and right, they're going to be links and rechts, just because that's my language, and I'm going to teach him the commands in my native language, but whatever you use, you can say banana and apple, as long as you remember which is which. That doesn't matter. Okay, so I have my dog next to me. I'm going to start with left. I'm going to give him the command once, and then we're just going to see what he does. Okay? Skylet. Links. Yes! So he comes to me. That's okay. Because I was a little late with my reward, I'm still going to throw it that way. He knocked the cone over right now. That's because I sometimes do seeking games with cones. He's going to do it to that one there, right there. That's okay. I'm not going to put them back up because I don't want him to think that that's what he needs to do. I'm just going to leave them to lay down there. Now his left is a lot better than his right, so that's why I started with left. I'm going to do left one more time, and then I'm going to try right. It's guided. Links. I don't want him turning back. I want him to either stay at the cone or actually keep going, which he can't because there's a fence right there. But I don't want him to go to the cone and go back because I don't want him to think that that's what we're doing. I want him to go to the cone and stay there. So I'm going to wait until he does exactly that. And that might take a while, but that's okay. And now he's just going to try things because he doesn't know what he has to do. But I'm just going to let him think. That's the art of shaping, is just letting your dog think. Yes! As you can see, he just about went to lay down. I tried to mark before that. I hope he doesn't think that's what he has to do now, but we'll see. Right? Guided. Links. Yes! Well, now we're going to try right. It's guided. Rechts. As you can see, that's what we just did, so it's very normal for him to go there, but this time I'm not going to mark because that's not the right direction. Going there again, but that's not what I asked. I need to wait until he goes that way. Now he thinks we're doing a target. We're not doing a target. He's just trying things to see what works, what gets my attention, but I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm not going to mark anything. I'm not even going to talk to him or tell him no. I'm just going to wait. I'm not even going to repeat my command because he doesn't know it anyway, so it doesn't really do anything if I say my command again if he doesn't know what it means anyways. I just gotta wait until he naturally thinks, maybe it has something to do with that cone. Goes that way. So as long as he's working, I'm not gonna say anything. If he starts getting distracted, starts sniffing or just walking away, that's when I would say something, because then he's not with the exercise anymore. Tyler, rechts. Now he's going forward. That's not what he has to do either. Nee. Yes, dat is rechts. Like, come on. Good job. There you go. So that took a while, and his panda was too big of a distraction, so every time he went there, I did tell him no, because it was just completely going over the top. As in he was just staring at it for some reason, so I did get him out of that, but there you go. We're gonna do right again. Skylet rechts. Oh, and he knows it doesn't have anything to do with the panda now. Yes, rechts. Oh, good boy. And there you go. That one was a lot quicker. Normally, it's the first time that you really gotta wait super long, and then second time, third time, each time it gets less and less. Now, this is not something you teach in a day. This is something that you have to repeat. You might see progress in a day, and the next day try it again and see that your dog doesn't get it anymore. That's okay. This is something that you have to do consistently still to make sure that they know and keep knowing the commands. Skylet, rechts. He keeps going left, keeps going to his panda. That's not what I want. But he knows it doesn't have to do anything with that. Rechts. Yes. Dat is rechts. Good boy. There you go. I'm still going to do right until he gets it in immediately. Skylet, rechts. As long as he keeps going left first, I'm not going to go left again. I'm going to wait until he gets it in one go. Yes. Rechts. Goed zo. Skylet, rechts. Yes, dat is rechts. Goed zo. There you go. So now I'm going to do one where I switch to see if he knows the command or if he's just guessing now. But I think we should be okay now. Skylet, links. Yes, goed zo. Ow. Links. Skylet, opletten. Rechts. Yes, there you go. So he knows it. And what, I've been filming for 10 minutes, I think. And he did 2 perfectly on command. I'm going to make it a little more difficult for him now. And I'm going to explain something else now, too. That's going to also make it a little more difficult. But first I'm going to give him a little break, give myself a little break, because it is hot outside, and set up something new. I will be right back. What I've done now is I've put my cones into a rectangle. He's going to knock them all over first. I'm fine with him doing that. He's looking if there's any treats underneath. There is not. And basically what I'm going to do, because I don't want to make the mistake of him just associating that cone with left and that cone with right. I want him to be able to do it all directions, right? Because what would make sense to happen is that, say, if I turned around and I said go right, that he would still go that way, because he doesn't think of right as a concept as to where I'm facing, but just as a concept as to where the cones are standing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand in the middle, and I'm just going to change the cones I'm facing. So I'm going to face this way. I'm going to face this way once. So I'm going to turn around this way. I'll turn around this way and still ask left and right and see if he understands that he has to associate the direction with where I'm standing instead of where the cones are laying. But make sure they get the commands first, at least a little bit, at least to a base level. Guidance links. As you can see, he's a little confused. There's a lot of cones. There was only one standing up, that's right. We're just going to wait till it goes left. Name. With the lays down, I'm going to tell him no. Stuck in not what he has to do. Yes, lays. So he found it accidentally. That's okay, he still found it. I'm going to do the same one again. Guided links. Yes, that's links. Goed zo. Guided links. Yes, like, there you go. Now he actually knew what he was doing. These.
I think I'm gonna have to be a little more calm with my treats. Skyler. Pretext. Makes sense that he goes to the same one now. He's facing the correct way. And now he thinks he's doing a target with that code. But I want him to actually go to it. Yes! There you go. Okay, I do think he understood that was right. He just didn't understand I actually had to go through it. So I'm going to change directions. I'm going to face these two colonies now, and I'm going to do the same thing. Got it. Pretext. Nee. Yes, that's an X. Okay, he found it accidentally again. He was actually going to that one, but I still marked it. Okay. Sky. The black. Yes, that's. There you go. Good boy. Alright. Yes, late. It's a good boy. Kind of lace. So he's extremely confused right now. Which is normal. That's why they're doing this exercise. Legs, that's legs, young good boy. I'm gonna be a little more careful with my little words because it's not catching them. Legs. It really has something with that calling me. That's why I skipped it.
Dude, I just did that whole bit without a microphone, so I hope you can hear that. My bad. Anyways, with this, you want to basically reach the point to where you can, move here, ask him left, he goes there, then you turn around, ask him left or ask him right, he goes there, pretty smoothly. But like I said, even for me, it's not going that smooth today. That's because this is a multi-day process. This is not something that you can teach multi-week even. This is not something you can teach in a day. So don't expect to be doing this perfectly at the end of your session. My dog can't do it perfectly either. And I've even been working on this for quite a while. He just doesn't really get it. I mean, think about when you were a kid and how long it took you to figure out right and left. It's going to take sometimes even longer for a dog. Okay? I'm going to show you guys one more exercise you should be doing for this, and then that's basically it. Okay, there's one more exercise that you should be doing when you're teaching your dog directionality. So forward, backwards, but also left and right. And that is, and you might have asked yourself the question yourself, what do I do if my dog is not standing next to me, but standing away from me and looking towards me? Do I train my dog to do his left and rights, or do I teach him to take my left and rights? The answer is very simple. The exercise before was all about teaching directionality with us as a center point, with us as the anchor of the exercise, I guess. The same counts for this one. Our dog learned in the last exercise that he should take his left and right based on where I'm standing, and it's going to be the exact same for this exercise. He needs to take his left and rights from the way that I'm standing. So if I'm standing like this and he's looking at me, if I'm saying left, he's supposed to go that way. I mean, look at your own dog. If you see that you're asking left and your dog keeps going that way, maybe they are more inclined to do it based on where they are standing. And in that case, you can just teach it based on where your dog is standing. But I personally like teaching it based on where I'm standing. And especially because I've taught him forward is always away from me that way and back is always away from me that way. I'm not going to now turn around right and left when I don't do that for forward and backward. But it is kind of personal preference. But I personally think, I haven't tested it, but I do personally think it's easier for your dog if you teach it based upon where you are standing instead of based upon where they are. But again, that's not a theory I have proven in any way. All right, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to start with left, which means he has to go that way. I'm not going to point because otherwise he's just going to do it. Okay, sky it, length. Yes, length. Good boy. Yep. And he flipped him over. That's length. Skylet. Length. Yes, length. Good boy. Like, I know I was doing that right. Give me that treat. Skylet. Rechts. We just got rewarded there, so that's quite normal. Rechts. Yes, that's rechts. Good boy. Skylet. Rechts. Yes, rechts. Good boy. There you go. Skylit. Links. Links. Yes. Links. Skylit. Rechts. Yes. There you go. You got that one in first try. Oh, jeez. Skylit. Links. Links. Yes, dat is links. Skylit, opletten. Links. Nee, jongen, nu weet je het. Okay, so now I know he's just kind of not thinking because he's doing the exact same thing and I'm asking him the exact same thing. So I actually did stop him there. Skylit. Links. Yes, links. Good boy. Rustig. If you see that your dog is getting that, instead of you standing in between the cones, you can put them in between the cones. Hope you can see that. I think you can. And now they got to do the exact same thing. And since you're not standing in between cones, they should go to those two. Of course, don't do this exercise with also having cones here, because then it would be very confusing for them because they can both go to that one, but also this one, and they're both correct. Okay, so don't do that. I mean, you can do that, but then you have to reward them if they go do either that one or that one if you say left. Okay, but to not make it confusing, just do it like that first, and then you can do it. But like I said, if you say right and you have a cone here and there, if they go there, it's right. If they go here, it's also right. Skylit, links. Yes, links. There you go, buddy. Well done. Skylit, links. Yes, vriendje. Good boy. That's links. Skylit, rechts. Let them think. First time we're doing that one. Rechts. Goed zo. Dat is rechts. Good boy. Skylit, rechts. Yes, rechts, vriendje. Good boy. Skylit, opletten. Links. Yes, links. Good boy. Skylit, rechts. Yes, good boy. Rechts. Okay. There's one more you can do, which is instead of standing like this, now you stand like this. And you ask them right and left, and then it's flipped again, obviously, because that's left and that's right. I'm going to try it once, but I'm not going to do it too many times because that might be a little too high level for today. But that's also one you can do once you see that your dog is starting to get directionality. Skylit, links. Yes, links. Good boy. Skylit, rechts. Nee. I'm going to try and not look at him too much. Yes, rechts. Skylit, rechts. Yes, rechts. Good boy. There you go. Skylit, links. Yes, good boy. There you go. Okay. Okay. He's a good boy. And then you end with a big reward, as always. Okay, so those are 3 simple exercises you can do to start teaching a left and a right. It's the exact same process for teaching forward and backwards, if that's something that you're also interested in. I've already done that, so I'm not going to show that to you, because it would just be me showing my dog doing it pretty good. So you don't really learn anything from that. But I see that my dog can very quickly get overwhelmed if I do this exercise a lot in repetition. So take it slowly, a few steps at a time, 10 minutes a day or something, maybe even less. Give them some breaks, especially with the hot weather lately. And just have fun, man. Have fun. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments. I think you can be creative enough to move further off of what I showed you today. Yeah, take your time, have fun, give your dog a big old hug, and I'll see you around.